morning, I'm Guillaume Constant. I'm a PhD student from University of Toulouse in France. In this paper, I'll review the French Mesolithic transition between the two Mesolithic cultural complexes identified on the southern France through the example of the stratified site of Cusul-de-Gramat in southwestern France, currently excavated and since 2005 under the direction of Professor Nicolas Valderon. Mesolithic cultures refers to the last hunter-gatherer-collector societies which developed in France from the beginning of the Holocene during the Pre-Boreal, Boreal, and early Atlantic chronozones. While the Mesolithic was very early identified in the Scandinavian and North country, it was just perceived as a transition period in France and had received a low interest from the researchers during the 19th and a big part of the 20th century. They were satisfied with armature's typological studies in order to establish the first chronocultural framework because recent identification. It was not until the last decade of the 20th century that a real interest for this period emerged, thanks to numerous multidisciplinary works. Mesolithics is then perceived as a major techno-economic change. Microlithization becomes the norm, and raw material long-distance procurement disappear. French Mesolithic societies seems to be exploiting the local environment essentially. Soon after its recognition, the French Mesolithic was divided into two main phases. The typological studies reveal a facies with triangular hyper-microlithic armatures that precede a large trapezoidal armature facies, allowing a differentiation between the two phases, now called early Mesolithic, the Softerian, and late Mesolithic, previously Tardenoisian 1 and 2. Kozlowski split the Mesolithic between its two components in 1975, and Gregor Marchand divides the Mesolithic between the early and the late Mesolithic in 2006, and the Tardenoisian disappear completely. Technological studies confirm the differentiation, highlighting the apparition of indirect percussion and pressure from the late Mesolithic. The problem of the transition between the triangular phase and trapezoid phase is one of the recurring questions in the works dealing with Mesolithic in France. This change in the techno-economic organization in the two Mesolithic period thus opens the question of the mode of transition from one to the other. Two main theories emerge: a progressive transition, including an armature's evolution and a coexistence of two types of armatures within a limited time, and a rather sharp break between the two techno-complexes without any real connection between them, putting an emphasis on a process of population replacement. Thanks to the few major sites which served as references in construction of Mesolithic cultural framework, as Martinez Rock Shelter and Cusul-de-Gramat Cave, these two hypotheses take root from the second quarter of the 20th century. The latter will concern us more particularly today. Those theories are largely based on the result of the observation, study, and interpretation of stratigraphies, which contain or do not contain, as the case may be, lithic elements linking or not linking Softerian and late Mesolithic, the lately Tardenoisian 1 and 2. A recent study of the Cusul-de-Gramat allows updating the first data provided by Lacan in his monograph published in 1944. Cusul-de-Gramat Cave is located in the southwestern France in Quercy region, the Lot department. The landscape of the Quercy region is shaped by the Lot Valley in the south and the Dordogne Valley in the north, and by several Jurassic limestone plateaus known locally as COS. The Jurassic platform studies in recent years have introduced a rich corpus of archaeological data in the region, making the area a promising one for the study of Mesolithic transition. Typo-technological and techno-economical analysis of archaeological lithic artifacts can provide insight this aim. Cusul-de-Gramat is located in the north of the Lot on the coast de Gramat. This site provides a stratigraphic sequence from the Azilian to the Neolithic. The site was first excavated between 1922 and 1933 by Raymond Lacan, who published a monograph in 1944. Nicolas Valderon took over the excavation in 2005. Lithic material from the Softerian sequence and from the beginning of the late Mesolithic period was collected during the excavations that took place from 2007 to 2016. This study aims to compare the lithic and stratigraphic analysis of the old excavation with our own analysis and observation concerning the current excavation in order to discuss the perception of the transition between Softerian and late Mesolithic. The stratigraphy revealed by Lacan at the Cusul-de-Gramma site contains 6 main layers. The first, the older, was perceived as an Asilo-Softerian transition facies. The layers 2 and 3, the oldest Tardenoisian 1, and the layers 4 and 5, the oldest Tardenoisian 2, corresponded to the late Mesolithic. The layer 6 was attributed to the Tardenoisian 3, it's Neolithic. And the layer 7 is a mixed assemblage, recent assemblage. The Cusul site thus allowed Lacan to open the question of the transition between Softerian and late Mesolithic. Coulanges had already established a model during the first quarter of the 20th century based on the study of the lithic industry of the Martinez rock shelter, defining the Softerian and the Tardenoisian. He had observed a major technological differences in the lithic industry associated with the early and late Mesolithic. He interpreted those observations as the evidence of the rupture between the two facies and thus a probable population replacement. Indeed, Coulanges was never able to observe the presence of triangular geometric armature typical of the old phase Softerian in the layers with trapezies, the late Mesolithic. On the other hand, Lacan, through the study of lithic industry from Cusul, perceived an evolution of the Softerian and few common points and continuation between the layers, attributed to the early and late Mesolithic. Thus, Lacan perceived a more gradual transition, which opposes the Coulanges interpretation. According to Lacan, layers 2 and layer 3 of Cusul-de-Gramma, the oldest Tardenoisian 1, are characterized by the presence of lithics from Softerian tradition, narrow bladelate with backed edge and scalene triangles, and Tardenoisian elements. The Tardenoisian 2, recognized in layer 4 and 5, maintains the characters of the underlying set, some triangles and bladelate with backed edge associated with asymmetrical and Martinez trapezes. It is only in the layer 5, the Tardenoisian 2, that the triangles disappear while the Monclu arrowhead appear. Lacan and his colleagues then refused to cut the Tardenoisian set from the Softerian substrate. They add the Tardenoisian 1 from layer 2 of Cusul to the Softerian set, and Lacan says, our conclusion is thus opposed in each point to that of Coulanges. By inscribing the series of the Cusul site in the perspective of continuous evolution from the Softerian, they introduce the first alternative scenario to the Coulanges model. Thus, Lacan puts forward an idea of continuity between the two Mesolithics, the mixed character of a series including lithic artifacts like armatures belonging to the two successive phases was judged to be decisive. The current study of the material comes from different stratigraphic units which are attributable to the Softerian and to the late Mesolithic. It allows us to take a fresh look at this issue thanks to the analysis of the lithic industry together with the study of the stratigraphy of the site, all associated with a new radiocarbon dating on two different sectors, the first close to the Porsche and the second one inside the cave. In each of the lithic assemblages studied, we have perceived the continuation of Softerian armatures, the triangles, but also some Mesolithic trapezoidal armatures in the Softerian set. Thus, this stratigraphic vision would confirm Lacan's hypothesis about the longevity and contemporaneity of some characteristic lithic elements, and would confirm a smooth transition between Softerian and late Mesolithic through the lithic industry. However, careful analysis of the stratigraphy during the recent excavations has made it possible to identify many burrows which have been systematically emptied, but also several dug structures. Those actions resulted in post-depositional disturbances and artifact movement. This vision allows us to express first doubt about the complete integrity of the lithic series. Moreover, also the recent excavations in 2005 enabled the validation of most of the large cultural complexes identified by Lacan, and was shown that the Asilo-Softerian transition facies was actually a mixture of two layers. The limit between both were not identified. In the old excavations note, Lacan identified a sterile tuff layer separating the different archaeological occupations. It's, for example, this part. Today we know that these layers represent ashes deposits containing archaeological material and not sterile layers. Because of this vision of stratigraphic succession, Lacan wasn't always able to clearly individualize the limits of each of its layers and to fully understand the taphonomy of the site. The radiometric framework makes it possible to characterize the occupations and to understand better the different lithic series. The upper part of the Mesolithic horizon, the late Mesolithic, gives us homogeneous lithic artifacts. In the lower part of the sequence, the same types of lithic artifacts are found as in the top of the sequence, the late Mesolithic, but accompanied by triangular armature, like the long scalene blade blades typical for the Softerian. These preliminary results could, by the presence of these Softerian elements, confirm Lacan's hypothesis and his interpretation regarding the transition between the early and late Mesolithic. But the taphonomic condition evoked probably refer to pollution and post-depositional disturbance. The earliest part of the Mesolithic sequence gives us lithic artifacts characterized by the exclusive presence of triangular armature, typical from early Mesolithic, associated with some trapezes from late Mesolithic. However, the typological analysis of the material shows rather homogeneous industry. Thus, the Softerian industry is characterized by the blade blades obtained by direct percussion and associated with typical triangular armature, whereas the late Mesolithic industry is characterized by large blade blades and blade obtained by indirect percussion and associated with large trapezoidal armature, essentially Martinet's trapezes. The intrusive lithic artifacts and armatures remain very rare and are present only in the stratigraphic unit close to the transition layer, confirming the stratigraphic disturbances. Deeper Softerian layers are completely homogeneous. Finally, the material coming from the cave sector attributed to the late Mesolithic doesn't deliver any intrusive lithic elements, demonstrating a complete lack of interpenetration between the two cultural complexes. This discrepancy in the range of armatures between layers considered contemporaneous is most likely due to the existence of larger taphonomic processes in the porch sector. In this sector, the diggings related to the arrangement and functioning of many structures contributed to the mixture of the sediments and the material they contained. The vision of a continuous evolution developed by Lacan, which seemed to be reinforced by recent discovery, are today questioned. Between the end of the Middle Softerian, the final conclusion with triangle, and the late Mesolithic with trapezes, there is a gap of 400 years at least. So dates confirmed again stratigraphic disturbance and reject the Lacan's interpretation. We have the two layers here without any sterile layer. Finally, in conclusion, Cusul-de Grama doesn't completely resolve the question of continuity or rupture between the two Mesolithic. However, the study of lithic material favors a scenario of rupture between the Softerian and late Mesolithic. Indeed, the post-depositional disturbances seem to invalidate the observations of Lacan. However, the radiometric framework invites caution, and it's currently impossible to observe a key moment of passage between the two Mesolithic. The new analysis raises the problem of the very complex taphonomy of the Holocene site, and thus the results interpretation. The Cusul was for the long time perceived as evidence of a gradual transition between the two Mesolithic in France. However, a more precise study, nearly 80 years later, clarifies the stratigraphic succession and challenges Lacan's claim about the transition. Actually, the Softerian was scarcely excavated on the site, but the newest find from 2017 suggests very interesting results in the near future, which will enrich the discussion on the transition between early and late Mesolithic, but also clarifies the place of Softerian in the southwestern Europe's Mesolithic. Thank you.